Look, guys, most men don't suddenly become attractive at 40 years of age. This can be 35, 45, or even 50, guys, but I'm using 40 as sort of a placeholder, as we've talked before, most of my core audience falls within that 35 to 50 range. It's far more likely, guys, far more likely that they become invisible. And the scary part is, most guys don't even realize it's happening. Most guys are completely unaware. Guys, this is the third part of a three-part series. So if you haven't watched the first two, I will link them here and here. I would suggest you pause it, come back to this video. It's going to make a lot more sense if you watch them in order. And this isn't just for divorced guys coming out of marriage. This is for married guys who got way too comfortable. Men in long-term relationships who sort of stopped trying, sort of gave up and mailed it in. And then there's also the single guys going through life with no direction, no sort of, they don't know what they're doing. They're sort of drifting. And yes, of course, the divorced guys trying to jump back in this sort of dating market as if nothing has changed. And if you've been married for 10, 20, whatever, maybe even 30 years, let me tell you guys, a lot has changed. But these are different situations, all with sort of the same outcome. A lot of guys think they've matured. They think they've got some experience under their belt. You may think that. And this sort of tinge of gray that's in your beard or in your hair. And yes, guys, that's why I shaved my hair short. You got a little gray coming in there, a little in the beard, and we're going to let that go. That's going to show my wisdom. But guys, in all seriousness, you've got this sort of age, and you think that should count for something. Well, guys, I'm here to drop the spoiler alert yet again. It doesn't. Because attraction doesn't reward time. Again, this is not a union shop, if you guys understand what I'm getting at. Longevity doesn't equal a reward. What it does reward, meaning dating and relationships, guys, it rewards standards. And most importantly, it rewards results. So what actually occurs is this. What actually happens, guys, is this. Slowly, over the years, many men let things slide. And they damn well know it. You may damn well know it. A lot of guys will stop training. They start eating like shit every day. Whatever's easiest, the McDonald's, the Uber Eats, the Taco Bell, the absolute dog shit men shovel in their faces. And it starts slowly. You might gain 10 pounds. Then that 10 becomes 20. That 20 becomes 50. And guys, I don't have to tell some of you that 50 literally may become 100 pounds. Well, what happens then? Well, of course, your energy is going to stop or drop. Any edge you had, any sort of sharpness to you, well, that softens. And your presence fades. Sort of death by 1,000 cuts, guys. So what happens then, guys? Well, your energy drops. Your edge, your sharpness, that softness, it softens, it fades. Any presence you may have had, that fades with it as well. And guys, this makes the assumption that you had any of these things in the first place. Again, the energy, the vigor, the vitality, that edge, any presence. But because this happens gradually, many men don't notice it. Or worse, guys, and this is far worse in my opinion, is you did notice it and you let this happen anyway. And reality doesn't care about your situation, the situation that you found yourself in. Just doesn't care. Guys, biology doesn't negotiate. Mother Nature and Father Time, neither of them cares about your situation. So attraction, guys, at its core, is still wired around certain things. One, strength. Again, guys, we talked in the last video. That could be both mental and physical. Stability, competence, and control. Hundreds of thousands of years, guys, biology is still wired around these things. And it's not about your relationship status. It's not about your past. It's not about your intentions, whether they be good or bad, and certainly not if you are a good guy. All right, guys, so let's take a look at sort of core concepts. I'm going to call it a core concept And we'll talk about a few of these. But let's talk about number one. You let comfort control and take over your life. And comfort is what kills most men. Literally and figuratively, guys. And that's why I'm devoting an entire chapter in the second book I'm writing. The first chapter is called Comfort is a Liar. Look for that soon, guys. And don't forget about my first book here. Don't sleep on that one. But let's get back at it. Guys, marriage, comfort. Long-term relationships, yes, comfort. Stable job, you guessed it, guys, comfortable. And if that comfort sounds nice, and for a lot of guys it does, until you realize that it slowly starts to strip away everything that made you sort of the man you are, made you sharp, made you have that presence at age. Comfort's going to take all that away. All right, guys, let's move this on to core concept or core idea number two. You stop competing. We've talked about this previously, guys. As a man, your life is about competition. But at some point, many men, and it may be you, stop competing. Not with other men, but more critically with yourself. And whether you like it or not, guys, your entire life, I will say this again, your entire life as a man is about competition. Again, mostly with yourself, but yes, with other men. You stop pushing your body. You stop straining. You stop training. You stop trying to make your body better. Worse, probably worse, guys, you stop training. You stop competing with your mindset. You stop simply giving a shit how you show up in the world. You go from intentional to sort of automatic. You start going through the motions. In many years, as I said earlier in the video, you know it, you keep doing it anyway. And automatic, guys, turns into average really fast. As I've said over and over, and I will continue to beat on, average is losing. Not only in the dating market, but in life overall. All right, guys, on to core idea or concept number three. You still think you're sort of that same guy. Bruce Springsteen would call this your glory days. You think you're still, that guy that you were maybe in high school, maybe college, whatever. Here's the thing, guys. You're not. The dangerous part, that lives in your head. That's your ego talking to you. You're still the same guy you used to be. But if you look in the mirror and you sit down and sort of look at this with an objective and critical eye, you realize that you're not. But you still think you're sharp. You still think you're capable. You still think you, quote unquote, you got it. Well, but the reality, guys, it doesn't care about your memories, revisionist history, that you were the varsity quarterback. It only responds to the current state. All right, on to core concept or idea number four, the market truths. This is where it may get uncomfortable for some of you guys if it hasn't already. Whether you like it or not, guys, you are always being evaluated. You may say, I don't care, but you do. You are always being evaluated, always. Whether that's at work, guys, on the job, socially, and yes, fellas, by the ladies, by the women. Again, this is not emotionally in this case, it is sort of objectively. You're going to look at things such as your posture, your body language, both of those. What does your body look like? The energy you have, how you carry yourself. Are your shoulders slumped? Is your head down? Your presence. Guys, I will hammer on presence over and over and over. How do you, come out to the world? How do you reflect in the world? That's what people read and how they make these snap judgments about you. Guys, fair or unfair. One of the dumbest sayings is don't judge a book by a cover. This is what we do all day, every day. It's what kept us alive for hundreds of thousands of years. Yes, guys, when you go, there's a time to dig deeper, but to get to that deeper level, you got to get past those snap judgments. And if you are a guy, that let yourself go, you've sort of let yourself fall apart, you've let comfort in, guys, people are going to read this instantly. It is a dead giveaway. Without saying a word, they're going to say, yeah, that guy got comfortable. All right, guys, and this moves us to core concept idea number five. Few men go the opposite of this. This is a good thing. So here's the flip side, and as I said, the good news. A small percentage of men when they hit their 40s, and this is very small, guys, I'm talking about less than 5. It might even be less than that percent. These men actually get sharper. They start to train harder. They get leaner. They dial in their routines. They build structure. These guys realize that at 40, you still have about half your life left or more. Guys, if you're 35 and you take care of your shit, you got more than half your life left. What these guys become, they become calm. They have a more, ease to their mind, become far more focused, and they become unshakable. And these men, they stand out immediately. They are rare. They are that top 5, top 3, top 1% that I talk about consistently. And again, these are the guys that, if you want to be successful, guys, especially with the ladies or in life in general, you want to strive to be in this top 5%. And why does this matter, guys? Why does any of this even matter? Well, from a biological standpoint, this signals something rare, as I just said, that this guy didn't decline. He adapted. He built. He maintained his control while everybody else mailed it the fuck in. They gave up and they quit. Guys, you see it every day. Going to Walmart, going to Target, going to, whatever, out in public. You see those guys. The guys with the 1,000-yard stare, the guys that gave up. And what this, the guys who, did sort of maintain, did adapt, what does that signal? Well, it cuts through everything, guys. It cuts through the bullshit, all right? All right, guys, to sort of, again, we're going to bring this all together. So no, men don't automatically become more attractive at 40. At least the majority of men don't. Again, as I said, more of them are going to actually start to become invisible at this age. Most will become softer. They will become slower. They will become even more forgettable. And as I said in the previous videos, they will become more invisible, right? But a very few, the very select, they become sort of dangerous. And guys, when I talk about dangerous, I mean in a good way. So the question that we come to here, guys, is really, really simple. Which man do you want to become? Do you want to become the guy that becomes sharper, better, and takes advantage of the second half of his life? Or are you the guy that slowly fades into comfort? So, which one do you want to be? The man that comes sharp, hard, develops that edge, or the one that continues to be weak, soft, and invisible? Because here it is, guys, at this stage, this sort of midlife, you don't get the benefits of potential anymore. That was left in your 20s. That ship has sailed, guys. If you're 40 years old, you can't be living off potential. You are exactly what you've built to this point. Nothing more, nothing less. And guys, that should hit you like a dump truck, like a ton of bricks. So do me a favor, do not ask, why do men become attractive at 40? You need to ask yourself this. Have you done anything to deserve it? Guys, again, I know this was, me coming at you strong, and I'm going to do that all the time. If you've made it this far, you already know that with me. Guys, do me a favor, drop comments. I love to know feedback and where you stand here. Where are you in this journey? Are you the guy that let yourself go? Or are you the guy that sort of stuck it out? You're still building, still progressing, and you didn't nail it in. Because I appreciate each and every one of you. Do me a favor, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe, hit that like, pass this on to guys that can use it. YouTube is telling me, guys, that to watch this video next here, it ties in well with what we talked about. And as always, guys, thank you very much for sticking with me to the end. And as always, live deliberately.